Welcome to Unbreakable Latina.
Hi guys, welcome back to Unbreakable Latina. This is your host Melina. I've missed recording podcasts. I feel like I haven't done it in so long. I know I did my last one two weeks ago, and it just feels like such a long period of time because I haven't been active on social media, but I do miss it because it gave me something to look forward to, and just starting conversations with friends I haven't talked to in a while that listen to my podcast. And it's just been really busy. I've been feeling a little burnt out. I got my booster vaccine and I was feeling a little sick. Nothing major, but I feel great now. I think I'm going to start recording the podcast 1 week yes, 1 week no. It just gets really exhausting, editing and just taking the time to actually do it while you still have to maintain everything else in life and working a full-time job. But I think I'm gonna find the balance. Starting next year, I'll plan ahead and maybe pre-record some podcasts to try to get something weekly. But as of right now, I'm just going to record every other week or back to back. Just depends on how life is. But I miss this so much. It's such a good outlet. It gives me something to look forward to. It's exciting. Hey guys, I wanted to take a quick break to thank you all for your support. When I first started the podcast, I felt lost. I didn't even know where to begin, but thankfully I stumbled upon Anchor. Anchor is a platform that I use to make my podcasts. I can record, edit, and distribute my podcasts on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. So it's a one-stop shop, and the best part is that it's free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to start your podcast today. Today, I wanted to discuss about body image and growing up Latina and just embracing your body. Growing up, I was an average sized kid. Maybe when I turned like around 10, 11, probably from 10 to like 12, 13, I gained some weight. I would eat a lot. I remember I would eat a lot, and I wasn't very active. I was a lazy kid. I was shy, so I wouldn't play any sports. Like all I would do is like eat and play with like my Barbies, watch TV. But I never thought anything was wrong with it. I do remember a time when we moved from LA to the IE, and I know, parents take you to buy back to school clothes sometimes before school. And I remember my mom took me, and I was growing up, my body was changing. And I remember she kept telling me, like, oh my God, like, nothing fits you the size that it used to be, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't even think anything of it. I think at the time I was wearing like, I don't remember what size, but I know it was pretty big, and I didn't think it was big, but my mom kind of made a comment, and my mom's always been a slim person. I'm not saying that she did it on purpose, but it started kind of like, it planted a seed in my head thinking like, wow, like I have big pants. And like I said, I still didn't think much of it, but I do remember one occasion, and it's vague because I have a terrible memory. But I remember I was eating bean burritos. I used to love when my mom made bean burritos with some queso cotija, and I would eat them. And she wouldn't make them like big, but they were like a fair size. And I remember I ate one, and then I'm like, oh, can I have another one? And then she gave me another one. And then I was like, Mom, can I have another one? And she's like, yeah, Melina, like you already ate two. You can't eat three. You have to watch what you eat. And that, like, I remember I was so confused because I was like, well, I still want more. And I know she meant well, but honestly, I think it caused us a little slight eating disorder. And I can't, I have a like terrible memory, like I said. So I remember that after she told me that, I stopped kind of like eating. Like, I wouldn't, like, they'd be like, oh, do you want this? Oh, no. And things would gross me out. I don't know if I had an eating disorder, but I also was depressed because we moved from LA to IE. I had no friends and it was lonely. And I remember just losing a ton of weight. Also, you're becoming a woman, you lose your baby fat. And out of nowhere, from like, I want to say I started here in 7th grade, and maybe by like the end of 8th grade, I was super skinny. Like super, super skinny, to the point that I was like, it looked gross. Like now that I look at pictures, like my bones look all fragile. Like I look like a good break. But looking back, I think I had a slight eating disorder just from, and I'm not blaming my mom. I mean, it wasn't her intention, but psychologically, it messed me up. But I lost all this weight and I continued to be skinny. And then it was, you're too skinny, te miras muy flaca, like you should eat more. And it's like, damn, like you guys aren't happy. First, because I was fat, now I'm skinny and I'm too skinny. And I would struggle with that. I still struggle. There's days where I feel like, oh my God, I could be in better shape, or I wish I used to look like I did when I was like 23. And I mean, I'm gonna be 32. Bodies change. You grow up, you get curves, you gain a little weight. It's not easy to snap back. If you let go, you let go. And it just got me thinking about how in our culture, especially like, okay, you go to your aunt's house, your grandma's house, whatever, like, oh, we made this for food. And the moment that you're like, oh, no, no, thank you, like, I'm good. Ay, ¿y por qué no quiere mi comida? They get offended. And I know it's not only in Latino culture, it's in many cultures, but people get offended when you say no to their food. And I mean, our food is really greasy, our food. So sometimes you watch what you eat, sometimes you indulge. It doesn't matter. But like coming to the holidays now, like, the tamales are coming, the menudo, the pozole, everything. And like, eat whatever the hell you want. And if you don't eat, like, if someone doesn't want to eat, don't force them. And if someone wants to pig out, let them pig out. Like, don't make people feel insecure just because you want to. It's none of your fucking business. It really isn't. Like, I know there's sometimes they're like, oh, no quiere comer porque está enamorada. Oh, she doesn't want to eat because she's in love. Or she's watching her figure because, oh, blah, blah, blah. Ay, es que se cuida mucho. Like, even I know that people fat shame people skinny shame too. And it's nobody's business. We don't know what anyone is going through. And if you don't ever bring up anybody's weight. Like, sometimes people are sick. Sometimes people, like, I know people that have diabetes lose weight so fast. Some people have hormone imbalances and they gain weight, and it's none of our business. If they want to share their struggles, that's okay. But don't ever say like, oh my God, you look so fat, or wow, you look so good. Like I said, I remember being like really skinny and everybody like, oh, you're so skinny. You're so skinny. You're probably a size 0. I've never been a size 0. I've been like the same waist size, like, although I've been skinny. I mean, I was a small for a long time. I'm not a small anymore. I'm a medium. I'm a large. But people always tell me like, oh, you're always so skinny. It's because you take care of yourself. It's because this. The reason I started working out is because diabetes runs in my dad's family. And when my dad got diagnosed with diabetes, I saw how his health declined so much. And I've seen like my cousins struggle, my aunts struggle, my cousin's kids. And when my dad got diagnosed, shit got real. Like, my mom tried to change our diet, and obviously he didn't want to. So he just kept eating like he shouldn't have. But I remember it just got in my head. I started working out at the gym. I worked at a gym, so I figured out how to work out. And my life is about balance. It's about balance. I eat what I want, and sometimes I guilt trip myself. Like this weekend, I didn't go to the gym, not one day. And I spent some time with my family and I ate whatever the hell I wanted. And come tomorrow, we snap back to eating healthy, eating. Yesterday, we went to Wood Ranch and my uncle treated us to lunch. And I'm not about to eat a salad. I eat a salad during the week. I wanted to have a little slider, and that's okay. And like I said, it's none of our fucking business of what people are eating. And if someone wants to be on a diet, let them be on a diet. Don't guilt trip them. Don't make them feel like, oh, you have to eat something. If you go out to eat with a friend and they're like, hey, like, is there healthy options? Don't judge them. Be like, oh, let me look, or like send them the menu. Go to a place where you guys could both eat. Go to somewhere. people struggle, especially during the holidays, like meeting with family. Like, oh my God, I let myself go from last Christmas. Now I'm going to walk into my family. They're going to make comments. And even if you don't mean it, it affects people. And I remember, like, I even, like, for me, like, at work, people bring donuts. First of all, I don't even like donuts. And people will be like, come on, have a donut. Oh, that's why, because you're skinny, huh? It's because we're fat. And I'm like, it's not even about that. I don't even like fucking donuts. I'd rather go eat a cheeseburger from In-N-Out and get my calories like that. I just pick and choose what I eat. Life's about balance and do whatever makes you happy. Today, I ate King Taco and I had pastries, and I do not regret not one thing. But growing up, Latino, it has people always have a fucking opinion. And like I said, it could be in other cultures, but I'm just saying from my experience, like, you show up to your family's house, you're all excited, all dressed up in your cute outfit to sit in the sala, and then your tia's like, ay, te pusiste más llenita. Like, what the come on, people. Don't be fucking rude. Like Kim Kardashian said, don't be fucking rude. Or was it Chloe? Whatever. Anyways, and then it got me thinking also, like, growing up Latina, I inherited all the hairiness from my father. Why didn't I inherit his colored eyes? I don't know. But I am so hairy. I remember it never bothered me till I think someone pointed out, or like someone started telling me, like, oh, I'm shaving my legs. And I remember I kept bugging my mom, like, during PE is when you start, like in middle school, it starts bothering you. And my mom would be like, oh, no, you're fine, you're fine. But then my friend started doing it and I want to do it. So I was like, Mom, please. And I think she bought me Nair, but then it gave me like an allergic reaction. And then she let me start shaving. So I shaved. And then I was like, oh, I want to do my eyebrows because I had some caterpillar looking eyebrows. And my mom always had like the good eyebrows, or she overplucked them, but she didn't know about threading. She didn't know about waxing. And I mean, the only thing she could think of was like, oh, I'll take you waxing. But what you don't realize is that us Hispanic girls, we have hair on our face too. I mean, but you could see ours. Blondies have blonde hair, but you could see our hair, and I mean, it's the same thing, but it's more, you could see it more when you have dark hair, and I have really black hair. So my mom took me to this nail shop and they did waxing too, and she's like, oh, okay, you could do your eyebrows here. They freaking left me with McDonald's eyebrows. They just like made them, like, basically I had the melina on my forehead. And I remember I was like, it looks so ugly, and I hated it. And finally my mom met this lady that cut hair and she did my eyebrows and they kind of looked a little better. But I wish I would have discovered eyebrow threading. Like, being a hairy girl sucks. And so I shaved, I did my eyebrows, and like, I don't understand why people shame it so much. Like, I have this story, and the story is traumatizing and hilarious at the same time. So in 2013, 2012, 2013, I was working at Wells Fargo. I was a teller, and I was counting this guy's money. He was Asian, and I don't know what type of Asian he was. I don't know. But anyways, he had a really thick accent. English was definitely his second language. And he kept on like asking me for change. I think he was the owner of like a liquor store around there or something. And I got all his money. He had like different denominations, like ones, fives, tens, whatever. So I started counting back his money. I'm like 20, 40, 60, 80. And like, you counted fast. And then he goes, oh, and I'm like, yes. And he's like, oh, why your arms so heavy? And I was like, what the fuck? And I never in a million years my arms never bothered me till that day. And I was already like 22, 23. And I felt so shamed. I was just like, what the fuck? And I was like, he's so fucking rude. Like, don't be fucking rude. And on my way home from work that day, I remember I stopped at like a Walgreens or Rite Aid and I bought some Nair, not knowing that I had a bad experience with Nair previously. So I was so like shocked, but at the same time I was like, oh my god, my arms are hairy. Like, it looks so disgusting. I started looking at pictures and I got in my head. And I went home. I put the Nair on and I started like taking it off. taking all my arm hair off, and it was a lot, let me tell you. I could probably grow a wig with that. But it was so bad. And then to top it off, I got rid of it. And then my mom's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm just like, "Oh, the story." Like, she's like, "Why are you letting people bother you like this?" Like, "It's because they look so ugly, Mom. I never realized how ugly they look." And then my little sister was like, she had to be like in high school. I don't know, maybe like 16. And then she was like, "I want to do my hair too." And my mom's like, "Don't let her." And I'm like, "No, I don't ever want her to feel like I felt." So I helped her take off her hair. Another thing I want to talk about is, well, basically, I'm just talking about people that are metiches. So a while back, I've struggled with acne as an adult. I never had acne growing up, but as an adult, I have adult acne. I have a lot of scarring. And I remember one time I was at Ross with my mom, and this random lady, she's like, "Te tienes que lavar la cara." And I'm like, "What? Like, I need to wash my face. What are you talking about?" And I looked at her and I was like, "Excuse me?" And I was so like, I used to be so shy. I used to be so afraid to like talk back to my elders, especially. She's like, "You have to wash your face because that's why you have pimples." And I was like, you don't know my struggle. I wash my face. Like, this is out of my control. Like, I've done so many things. I bought so many products. Like, finally, I think I got it a little under control, but I do have a lot of scarring. But anyways, this lady just randomly told me I need to wash my face, and my mom comes out of nowhere in the next aisle. She's like, "Don't be telling my daughter what to do. Like, it's none of your business. You don't know her. That's rude. No one tells you about your weight." And I was like, "Ooh, we're gonna about throw it down here at Ross." But yeah, my mom came in like Mama Bear, and it made me feel so crappy. Like, people just have no filter, and it's not okay to tell anybody anything about their appearance or anything. Multiple times, it's been countless of times that people have told me, "Oh, have you tried Proactive? Have you done this?" I freaking hate that. I used to not go to anywhere without makeup. Now I'm like, I don't care. Especially now with the mask, because like, I don't even care. Like, what are we wearing makeup for? If I'm gonna look scary, if you don't like me at my ugly, you don't deserve me at my beautiful. I'm always beautiful, but like, all dolled up with like eyelashes and makeup and everything, people are just annoying. So going back to like body image, like I said, I was very thin for a long time. Obviously, my body has changed. I'm getting older. I'm 32. I'm embracing my curves. I do work out. I work out for therapeutic purposes and just to de-stress and to feel good about myself. For a while, I didn't wear swimsuits and I regret it. I was like, why didn't I wear swimsuits? Why wasn't I confident? I wasn't confident at all. And now I'm like embracing it. Like, even now, everybody struggles still, but I'm embracing my curves. Like, yesterday I cleaned out my clothes, and I was trying on, those pants that you're like, "Oh, I'll just leave them there for when I lose a little weight." I ain't losing weight, girl. Like, they're not butting in it, but they're not gonna button up ever again. Just part ways with them. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't fit me because I've gotten a little thick. But what did my friends say? It's because you're a curvaceous glamazon. Shout out, Amanda. And it is what it is. I've embraced my body. This is who I am. My weight, I don't focus on my weight anymore. The scale, I'll look at it sometimes, but it fluctuates. Like, sometimes I weigh myself one day and the next day I'm like 5 pounds lighter, 5 pounds heavier. It just doesn't matter as long as you feel good about your body and do it for your health. Don't do it for anybody else. We have already so many things in the world going on. Like, you don't need to feel shitty about yourself, or you don't no, not feel shitty about yourself. You don't have to tell someone something about their body, point it out. Like, it's none of your business. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, love yourself, love your body, embrace it. If you want to be non-hairy, shave it all off. If you want to be hairy, do it, but don't point it out on other people. Do it for yourself. Like, don't tell someone, "Oh, you should do this." Like, don't point your anything about weight, nothing. Like, a lot of people struggle with their body image, and we don't need to add to their struggles. Be kind. Be kind, and remember, everyone's going through something. I hope you guys are having a great holiday season. I'm excited for Christmas to spend it with my family and to eat some tamales. And it's not even about the gifts anymore. It's about the games. It's about making the best cocktail. Like, I am ready. It's freaking cold finally. I'm excited for next year. I have a lot planned for the podcast, but I just got to put it into action, and it's a struggle, but I'm getting there, and I'm feeling positive about everything. And I hope if you're feeling burnt out, cuz I was feeling burnt out for the past few weeks. Try to do stuff that gets you out of it. Get out, get some sun. I know, like, it's so depressing to come out of work. I go into work and it's dark. I get out of work and it's dark. It's like pitch black when I get home. It looks like I was out all night and I'm coming back. So I try to, at least, even if I take my lunch, I'll walk to my car and like sit and eat my lunch at my car, or I'll tell a friend, hey, let's go zombie watching. That's what we call it when we go outside, because there's so many crazy homeless people on the streets of where I work at. But get out, get some sun, do what makes you happy. If you need to just be home, but snap out of it. And don't forget to be patient and be kind and shop online. Whoa, I should start doing online shopping ads. But I did try to go Christmas shopping yesterday, and I quit after the first store. I came home and I ordered everything online, and it's much easier. If you're not a crowd person like I am, it's better to stay home. There's a lot of crazy drivers, but if you are the type of person that likes to go out shopping, do it. And don't let people get to you. Don't let the lines get to you. Everyone's short staffed, everyone's overworked, everyone's burnt out. I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to making more podcasts. Hopefully I get at least a couple, maybe like 2 or 3 more for the year. And thank you guys so much for tuning in and for still listening to me. This is episode 8, I believe. Have a great day. Don't forget to follow on Instagram, rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many other more streaming services. Have a great day. Love you guys.